Okay, 8th grade, we're going to be drawing a room interior in 3D using one-point perspective. You're going to need a pencil, some paper, a ruler, a good eraser, and then eventually we'll need some colored pencils. All right, so we're going to start by drawing the back wall of the room. All right, I'm going to start with a horizontal line. When I start this, I want to make sure that it's parallel to the top and the bottom of the paper. Okay, just to make sure it's not crooked. All right, now I'm going to draw the sides of the wall, the right and the left. So basically I'm just drawing a plain rectangle. Okay, make sure it's all parallel to the paper. Take my eraser and just clean up the edges and make sure it's the best rectangle that I can draw. All right, now somewhere inside this back wall, you're going to put a dot. All right, now this is called one-point perspective. This is our 1 point. And this is called a vanishing point. So I labeled my dot with VP for vanishing point. And so to make this room look three-dimensional, I'm going to line up the corners of my back wall here to the vanishing point. All right, now it's not always going to line up with the corner like the first one did. See, this one's a little bit away from the corner. That's okay too. All right, you're not worried about the corners of the paper. You're worried about the corners of the square or the rectangle that you drew. So you're going to line up the ruler with the corner, and then you're going to put your pencil there and draw a line going out. Don't go inside the rectangle, go outside the rectangle. All right? And if you use your imagination, you have the back wall, the left wall, the right wall, the ceiling, and the floor. So this is the start of what will be a three-dimensional room. So the room as we have it now is just a rectangle room. What I'm going to show you here, by connecting a line from the ceiling to the floor, or the floor to the ceiling, and then erasing from that spot on, it's going to make it look like there's a little mini wall that doesn't continue on off the paper. All right? And now I'm going to turn that wall. So I'm going to line my ruler up with the bottom edge of the back wall, which should be parallel. And I'm going to draw a parallel line for a new floor right here. And then I'll draw a parallel line for a new ceiling. So I'm going to line it up with the ceiling, keep it straight, and then draw a new ceiling line. And now it makes it look like the room's an L-shaped room. Let's take this one step further. So we're going to connect the ceiling to the floor again with another straight line, and that's going to indicate another turn in the wall. And then I'm going to erase from that line on, just like I did last time. And instead of a wall going straight out of the side, now I'm going to make it turn one more time. And just like I did in the first one, and I lined up the vanishing point with the corner, I'm going to line that vanishing point up with this new corner on the new outside wall. And draw a line from the corner out. And that'll make it look like that original wall is just continuing. It just has a little turn in it now. So line up with the outside corner and draw your line out. And now you can see there's a little zigzag in the wall. It goes forward, then it turns to the right, and then it comes forward again. All right, now we have a pretty empty room so far, so let's start putting some things in the room. The first thing we're going to start with is a picture or a window on this big open wall here. So I'm going to start by making everything parallel to that vertical line. All right, so the right edge of it is what I drew there with a vertical line up and down. And now I'm going to draw the top and the bottom so that they line up to the vanishing point, just like the wall did. So the picture on the wall is going to kind of be even with the wall that it's hanging on. So the lines are all parallel. The top and bottom lines go to the vanishing point. And to stop it, I put another parallel line. Now this can later be turned into a piece of art on the wall. It could also be turned into a window Alright, so let's do that one more time over on this other wall. I'm going to make a parallel line to the right wall, up and down, vertical. And now the top and bottom of my shape are going to line up to the vanishing point. So I'm just repeating my steps. And then I'll end this object with another vertical line. Now that might be a picture frame, it could be another window. We could turn it into something later. Right now we're just filling the room with some objects and we're taking our blank walls and filling them up. Alright, so this wall is facing us flat, which makes it really easy to put works of art on, or pictures, or a door, or something like that, because everything will face us flat. So everything is just straight horizontal and straight vertical. Very easy to put objects on a straight wall. If it faces you straight, then the objects on the wall are also straight. If the wall is in 3D, then the objects on the wall should also be 3D. All right, now repeat those steps again to add a couple extra little shapes. Who knows what kind of shapes might be down here, but I'm starting with all vertical lines. All vertical lines are straight up and down. And then the top and bottom are going to be horizontal lines, which are going to go to the vanishing point. And now I filled up my wall with some art, some pictures, possibly some windows or some doors. We'll turn them into things later. Right now, just leave them blank. Alright, if I follow the same steps down on the floor, so parallel to the floor line would be horizontal. And now I'm going to make the right and the left of the carpet go to the vanishing point. So I'm basically drawing a picture down on the floor, and I could turn that into a throw rug or a carpet in the future. Right now, I'm just going to leave it blank. Alright, so I followed the same rules, and you can see how a picture on the left wall, a picture on the right wall, or a picture on the floor, even if you wanted to put something like this on the ceiling, perhaps a skylight, it would be drawn the same way. Okay? So what I'm going to do with the ceiling is I'm going to make it look like a drop ceiling that has those like tiles, kind of like what you see in school. So I'm going to start it off by spacing out some dots along the top of the back wall where the ceiling will start. This is just to get my spacing down so they're not too close together or too far apart. And now I'm going to line up each one of those dots to the vanishing point with my ruler. And just like I did with the corners, I'm going to draw a line going out. Now, even if we go over to the other side here, they're just going to still line up to the vanishing point. And kind of go out in all directions. Take a look at this room when it's all graphed out. You can see, like along the ceiling, how it'll turn out to look like ceiling tiles. You could do the same along the floor if you wanted to make like a tiled floor look, or even a wood floor look, which we'll add right after this. I like adding wood floors to my pictures. Makes it look more realistic. Alright, now I'm going to separate these with some horizontal lines, and these are just straight lines going straight across horizontal, parallel to all the other horizontal lines on the page. And now it should look like ceiling tiles. If I follow that same thing down on the ground, I can make what looks like floorboard. When you add the horizontal lines, you don't want to add them straight across this time. You want to separate them naturally, like a wood floor would be. So I'm just going to scatter them around. I'm going to do a few boards, not all of them. And then I'm going to slide down and do a few more. And try to do different ones. Don't follow any kind of pattern. Just kind of space them out and put random lines. Make sure all these little lines are horizontal, and they're going to separate your wooden floorboard. What we're going to do next is we're going to learn how to draw three-dimensional objects, and then we're going to fill our room with those objects. For now, just keep practicing drawing rooms. You can work on one, that's fine. If you'd like to work on more, that's great. The more you work on these and the different things that you try, the better you'll get at it.